So I don't know what this video is going to be called or what this video even is exactly, but I feel like I need to make this video because I feel like there's this big elephant in the room with me. And it's been something that I've been sitting on for a while, something that's been in the back of my brain for a while. And I feel in order for me to be able to do the stuff that I'm trying to do right now, both content wise and in my personal life, that I need to make this video. So I don't know what this video is gonna become. I'm not even sure how many people are gonna see it, but if you do watch it, leave it in a comment and hopefully you guys gain something from this, whatever this is. But basically it's just gonna be me just kind of just getting my thoughts out and just trying to figure out what this is and what this feeling is that I've been having. Because right now I've been rather exhausted. Granted, I've also caught a cold or something like a few weeks ago, so I'm still getting over that. And to kind of give some little background context for anyone that may be new to the channel or new to my channels, I have I have a bunch of disabilities, and this is actually going to be my disability channel. I have three channels actually. Let's just start there. I have my main channel, which is DJ Mega Aim, where I do like a lot of like live streams of like gaming and music stuff, and then and just other stuff that I like to do. And then you have the Mega Aim Productions channel where I'm going to post my power scaling ranking videos, and then you have this channel, which is going to be where I talk about my different disabilities, which of course are cystic fibrosis, CFRD, which stands for cystic fibrosis related diabetes, which is basically diabetes brought on by the CF, and something I've also recently discovered that I have as of almost a year now, autism and ADHD. So that's pretty much going to be the stuff I will be discussing on this channel. But again, before I can really get into that stuff, I feel like I need to talk about what this is that I'm feeling. And I've been looking into it. I don't know if this is like maybe signs of what some call a burnout, or whether this is maybe signs of depression, or maybe both, maybe neither, who knows. But yeah, I've just been feeling really tired. And I mean not just like mentally but physically as well. Again, I'm getting over a cold, but for anyone that has like a chronic illness, you guys probably know that catching a cold is going to be almost like catching the flu. Because for anyone that has like a compromised health, that stuff is it pretty much goes up a level. So that's why I try to make sure I don't catch like the big stuff, even though I have, because I did wind up getting the flu and I did wind up getting COVID last year. And I'm trying to keep myself safe from all that stuff. But yeah, I did catch, I think, a cold or maybe pneumonia. I don't know. But I'm okay now. I'm mostly better. I'm still not quite there, but I am mostly done. I'm still recovering from that stuff, and so that just the physical exhaustion from all that hasn't really helped. So because like I really haven't been getting a lot of sleep recently, which is funny because actually I tried to make this video before and I wound up falling asleep like halfway through it, but I actually feel a lot better from doing that. Interesting enough, because now I feel like I have more of a clear mind, and I think the stress of maybe making this video, as well as just even just the stuff that's going on with my life right now, I think that really has been playing a role in also not really being able to sleep on top of the physical stuff. So going to the exhaustion thing, I've just been feeling tired. I've just been feeling sort of burnt out. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm sorry if it's coming off like a jumbled mess. I'm trying to collect my thoughts as I record this video. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know how I feel really about anything because I don't feel like I really enjoy doing anything anymore, or at least I haven't in a while. And there's something I really noticed as I've been trying to do like my gaming content on on my main channel, because gaming, that's something I really enjoy. That's one of my hobbies, that as well as indulging in like a lot of nerd stuff, again, anime and manga, video games, it's like superhero stuff, music, like that. I enjoy doing that stuff, but then when I have to actually do it, I don't enjoy it as much. Like I probably enjoy watching people do it more these days than actually doing it, which is rather sad because I always really didn't do that. I really like doing all that stuff, especially when I was younger, but lately that has not been the case. Now, part of it could be me trying to make content out of it that could easily burn somebody out. And I have realized that I tend to try to do a bunch of things all at once. In fact, like one time I had like three different podcasts going on at the same time. So all that stuff wound up crashing and burning. But it's not even just that, like, but just like even if I'm not like streaming the games, just me playing a game in of itself leaves me very exhausted. Not even like I would say barely like 10 minutes into it, I'm just like, all right, I'm over it. I don't want to play anymore. But now I kind of feel obligated to because I'm supposed to be the gamer person and that's supposed to be the right thing. But I don't know, just not enjoying it as much, which is odd because again, I enjoy gaming content, but just be actually doing it just feels. Eh. But it's not just that stuff though. I mean, it's just kind of everything now. Like every time I try to do something, I again like 10 maybe 20 minutes into it, I'm just like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. And it sucks because it's just like, what am I doing? Like again, these are like stuff I like to do, and I'm not really enjoying it. So, so I guess maybe you could say I should maybe just find some different hobbies or whatever and try doing that. And I have, and then I get easily just tired of that stuff too. Again, everything just kind of feels like a chore now. Heck, even like going out and like hanging out with people feels like a chore. Because I'll be honest, I don't know when was the last time I fully enjoyed doing that. Like outside of maybe, going out to dance occasionally. I think that's probably the only thing I still actually enjoy doing, like wholeheartedly. And even then, that also depends on like some circumstances and stuff. But like everything else, not really. And that unfortunately also goes to like even just hanging out with friends. Like again, I do enjoy doing that, but it also feels like a chore at the same time because I'm just like, I don't know, like. Well, first off, I'm trying to like save money right now, so that's not really helping because I'm trying to save up for some stuff that I need, and that's already been kind of frustrating me in of itself because it already feels like I'm not really meeting my goal. And to be honest, the way things are going, I'm probably not going to be meeting that goal until maybe like 5 years from now at the rate things are going. So that's already been kind of frustrating me. Now, I do understand that I do tend to put some pressure, maybe too much pressure on myself to do things or to accomplish things. And, I sort of a goal centered person, or at least if I do set a goal, I do want to complete it. And when I'm not able to do that, I get very frustrated. I mean, it also doesn't help that I'm a sore loser and I hate losing, but on top of that, like if I have something I'm trying to do, especially in a certain amount of time, and I'm not able to complete that, I get very I get very irritated with that. Especially when those things are completely out of my control. Like it's one thing to all right, so like it's one thing if it's just something I did and that's that, then I have to come to terms with that, and I didn't make like good decisions, so I just have to deal with the consequences of that. I'm fine with that. It's when I don't necessarily. It's when it's something that's completely out of my control that winds up like setting me back. I feel like I'm being set back. That's when I get. That's when I get irritated. And I do feel like there's been a lot of that just in general, because that's the other thing that's been kind of annoying me is that every time I feel like I'm making some kind of progression in my life, that there's always something that kind of pushes me back. So it's like one step forward, two steps back. And, and because of that, at times it makes me feel like I'm not really accomplishing anything, even if I technically did. and it also just makes me annoyed too because I'm just like, because I am trying to be, grateful for the things I have accomplished, but then you have the stuff that I didn't accomplish or the stuff that got pushed back or set back or whatever, and it's just like it almost feels like I didn't really do anything, even if that's not technically the case. I don't know if anyone's ever felt like that, but it's just a frustrating thing to feel. So that's just something I've been kind of navigating. I'm just trying to figure out what to do about that. I think that's definitely been playing a role into like guess that slump or whatever I've been feeling, and the tiredness because I'm just tired of doing this doing this big fight whatever, just trying to get through my day to day, but also trying to elevate myself and not really being able to do that. I mean, it's another thing too when you see other people being able to do their things and you're not. That's the other thing. But I also know there's a lot of people that's struggling right now, and rightfully so, because the world is literally just falling apart. But that's a whole other video. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, what I want to do with my life right now. And I do this way because I do know what I want to do with my life. Or at least I have an idea, but at the same time, just like, am I really fully committed to doing that, or do I still want to do those things that I kind of set for myself since like high school? Because even this is just a thing with me. Like, even if it's something I could maybe I could see from my way, maybe not working out, I still feel like I need to see it through. Just so there's not any what ifs. Regardless if the writing's on the wall that it's not gonna work out, I still want to see it to the end. And of course, that's had its varying results of success and all that. But again, it's that whole don't want to live with regret thing, I guess. But anyway, that's why everybody make sure you take deep breaths while you're doing this kind of stuff. But anyway, so right now I'm just trying to, I guess, find what I'm passionate about, or try to not even what I'm passionate about, just trying to find passion in doing things again. Although, ironically, this feeling has kind of gotten me motivated to start doing more stuff again, which I guess is a good thing. I guess that's like the good side of all of this is that I am starting to feel a little more motivated than I've been in a while. Yeah, because probably for like the last like 2 years, I just felt like I've had no real motivation because it's like, well, the stuff I really want to do, I can't really do because I don't have this, or that this is going to take a while for me to get to that point. So at that point, I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'll just go through life and maybe I'll get to that point at some point, or maybe it'll never happen. I just have to deal with that and you know figure it out, I guess. So now I'm just like, where do I go from here in life? I guess it's funny because I think ironically this issue probably started when I started this medication called Tricaptan, which is one of those modulating things, which has helped improve like a lot of CFers' health for the most part. Because a lot of CFers, back in the day, they would pass away young. I mean, there's ones that you know that survive until they're old, but that was the general like age limit, or whatever. Although ironically, that wasn't something I was as worried about per se. Not to say that I always knew I was going to live, but I was always trying to do that. And now that I've gotten past that point, now I'm just like, okay, now that I at least know I will be living longer, what am I actually going to do with myself? Because, again, had some ideas of what I wanted to do, but I've taken a long time to do it. And weirdly enough, that didn't bother me at first. Like, I was fine with kind of taking my time doing things, but I think over the past few years, I think especially like when I started going to school seriously and seeing like how far ahead people were than I think that started to bother me a bit. But again, when I really started like really like hyper focusing on that stuff and really started to try to make that progression, actually making that progression, and then something would come up and kind of push me back. That's when I think that's really when that slump started. Because let's be honest, I don't think anyone would like the feeling of feeling like you're just going back and forth, or you, again, the one step forward, two steps back. Like no one really enjoys doing that kind of stuff. Because for me, I know for me personally, I like to try to be a better version of myself every day, and I like to try to make at least feel like I accomplished something. Maybe not necessarily every day, but maybe like every month. So if I don't feel like I'm doing that, that could be an issue, especially when I'm just like, all right, I really need to get this stuff done or whatever. So, so that's been an issue. And then the other issue too is also like another thing I mentioned before that I've really been enjoying like too much of like going out and all that. Well, it's been half and half. I'll just say that. The weird thing is like I do tend to enjoy going out on my own more than like going out with other people. I don't really know why, but then again, I've never really been the most sociable person, even before I found out I was on like on the spectrum. Because I've always been like a more shy introvert person, so I've always had like issues socializing in general. So when I so then having like the I guess the more like neurodivergent issues of communicating, of being able to socialize, that on top of the shyness and introvertness, that's you already know that's not a good combination. Because you have people that could be on the spectrum, but they are more extroverted. I'm not that person. Even though some people might disagree, but that's just because I'm trying to be more social. Like when I started going back to school back in like 2017, like one of the things one of my goals, aside from obviously getting my degrees and all that, was to become more social, trying to be more trying to be more social. And I tried to force myself in those social situations, but again with varying degrees of success. But I think it has helped me for a bit, and I do think it did improve a little, at least up until a certain point, maybe until like 2 years ago. I don't. Again, I'm not sure what happened. I just kind of started doing some more things on my own, and then eventually I just kind of just kept with that. I wasn't interacting with people as much, but it wasn't that bad as it is maybe like right now, or maybe within the past like 4, 5, 6 months. Where I've noticed like now, like even if I do gonna hang out with some people, it almost feels like a chore to do it. Although that's probably just because of the fact that I just hate talking in general. I don't really enjoy doing that. I don't really enjoy like I don't really enjoy talking to people. It's not something it's not on my itinerary for the day. If I don't have to talk to somebody, I am perfectly fine with doing that. Like I don't really do that when I go to work. I don't really talk to my coworker like that. Like no, um, I mean I enjoy them of course, but it's one of those things where I just kind of prefer to just you know. But even that was even the case with school sometimes where I've just focused on my schoolwork and not really interact with my classmates that much unless we ran into each other outside. And sometimes it would evolve into a friendship, sometimes it wouldn't. But the other issue too is that I kind of have this like I guess all or nothing thing. So either I won't talk to the person at all, or I would overdo it like info dump. So that's also been something I've been trying to work on. But again, it's kind of hard finding that middle ground. But now I'm just like I don't really want to talk to people at all. I think that's also partially why I think going out dancing is probably one of the few things I actually really still enjoy doing. But that's something I've always enjoyed even when I was in elementary school. Even though I did try to put it off for a while, like when I went to high school and all that. But yeah, it's always something I enjoy doing. And it's, again, you don't really need to talk to people to do that. And I guess that's just a way of me kind of expressing myself. But like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll have like casual conversation when I do go out doing that. Again, it depends. It depends on my comfortability, I guess. Like if I'm really comfortable, I could maybe strike up a conversation with someone, but I don't know. But just in general, it's not something I would like to do like that. I don't know. It's weird. Like, 'cause then again, I've always been more of a loner anyway. Like I've had like friends. I guess I've been in friend groups, even though that's not really something I'm trying to do like that. Like being in friend groups, because for me, I prefer to do like one-on-one hangouts with people. If I do a group, I'd rather be people I've already like have like an established thing with, instead of just like hang out with someone and then they have their bunch of friends, and then because at that point I just feel like I'm just kind of like the outsider looking in. But again, that's a whole other discussion. But I think the other issue too with the socialization thing, and this is not even on anybody. This is just really just a me thing. That's just you know again, I when it comes to talking to people, I'd rather them talk than me because I don't really like talking that much in general. I don't really like talking about my personal life like that much. And but I don't know. It's just weird. Like yeah, I don't know. It's so that's the thing. I guess I'm trying to figure out like, and I mean that's the other thing too. I've also just have a hard time like connecting with people. I guess, but again, that's a whole other discussion. And I apologize if this video seems like it's kind of all over the place. Like I said, you're just seeing this ranting and ravings of someone who has like 120 thoughts per second. I mean, it's so bad sometimes where I could be in the middle of a sentence or I'm about to say something, and as the sentence is leaving my mouth, another sentence will come in and then will come out as a jumbled mess. So yes, it's getting to that point where I feel like I'm even getting it's becoming harder to even formulate a proper sentence sometimes. So I don't know. I don't like this feeling that I've been having with that of just just I guess just kind of living. Again, I don't know if this is like the signs of a burnout or I don't know if this is like depression or whatever. Who knows? But whatever this is, I do hope it subsides or whatever. I don't know. Like I did look up like the signs of that, and I do feel like I'm kind of falling into those signs. I think the biggest one, just the feeling, just again, just the whole exhaustion and just not getting a lot of sleep, and also just again that lack of enjoyment in just doing things. Just trying to again just trying to navigate through life and just all that stuff is so hard to do, honestly. So I don't even know anymore. Like what's and again I apologize you know for the way this video is coming off because now it just feels like it's just a jumbled mess. So I'm just think I'm just gonna start wrapping this up. Already like almost like 24 minutes in, and I don't feel like I really have said anything. But whoever gets to see this video, I hope it just reaches you. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, and hopefully you get something out of this. You know, and I guess all I can really say is, I know life's hard right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I know there's a lot of people that's really going through it right now. And that's the other thing too is that I'm trying, I guess me trying to kind of focus more on myself. I've been thinking that maybe I guess in doing that, I've kind of pushed a lot of people away, and that's something I do tend to do quite a bit. Because whenever I'm going through something, or I tend to just kind of retreat to myself and just rather just deal with that problem on my own. I don't. I guess I don't really like asking for help per se, but I also don't feel like I need the help because it's just something that's like this is my problem. I'm not trying to like burden people with it, and also I'd rather I'd rather just deal with those stuff on my own. It's my situation, so it's my problem. And I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I'm just like, maybe. Well, obviously, maybe pushing people away, that's not a good thing. And I've been thinking about them. And I'm just like, no, I do want to like apologize to anyone that you know that I may have hurt with doing that. So because I think that was the thing that also got me to make this video, because I was interacting with someone, or rather the lack of interaction, and it kind of got me thinking like, wow, I've been so focused on just trying to do my own thing that I've also maybe been neglecting some of the people in my life. So I'm just trying to find that balance. But again, I still need time for myself because I am someone that needs their alone time and all that. But people do also need to socialize with their loved ones as well. And but again, I just needed some time to really figure out what's going on with me before I could really like interact with other people in regards to that. And I do think me just making this video in of itself is really helping me. Even if this video is a jumbled mess of just random thoughts and ideas, just doing this in of itself is therapeutic. And I actually forgot about that feeling of making these kind of videos, because I actually used to make videos about my experiences with CF back in the day. And I actually forgot how good it actually made me feel making it, just kind of getting that out. Because the other thing going back to me with like the whole problem solving stuff is, whenever I'm going through a thing, for me, and this is also why I don't really like talking about my issues with other people as well. It's because I don't see the point in doing that. I mean, yeah, I guess you could feel good about it, but for me, that doesn't really fix anything. Like, I prefer to actually fix the problem than just simply talking about it. But I guess in this case, it does kind of feel like I am fixing the problem a bit, if that makes any sense. Because sometimes you can, like, kill two birds with one stone. And I do feel like this is one of those cases. So I think because of that, I'm definitely going to continue to make more videos like this. And hopefully I'll have more, like, proper thoughts. But just with this one, it's just me trying to figure out what what I'm feeling, what I'm trying to do, and where to go from here. So I guess to wrap this all up, you know, again, take time out of your life to, you know, with yourself and enjoy yourself and try to figure those stuff out. And also, if you have like trauma and stuff, try to deal with that. And also try to, also enjoy time with your loved ones and all that. And also don't put so much pressure on yourself. And also know your limits. Like I guess with the burnout thing, don't be doing too much to the point where you can't handle it anymore. 'Cause you don't want to be crashing out and be like, all right, I don't want to do anything anymore. No, it, and just take your time doing things. Again, everybody's going through it, so I just want to, I guess I just want to reach out to everybody and just say, it's gonna be okay, and just know that you are loved and loved, And hi, how are you doing? So I think that's it. Again, I'm not sure what this video is gonna be called. I'll figure it out when I post it, but if you like content like this, definitely subscribe, and I would definitely suggest you subscribe to all three of my channels. Well, I guess I had technically have a fourth one with the just strictly music stuff through that topic channel, whatever. Because I do make beats and stuff like that, or instrumentals. So if you're interested in checking that stuff out, definitely do that. But yeah, I'll be definitely posting more on all these videos. And if you have any ideas for disability related content, regarding CF and CFRD, autism, ADHD. If you have any topics that you would like to see me talk about, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Rate, comment, subscribe. Boost the boost the engagement so the algorithm can catch it. Because I mean that's been a whole other thing. I already been complaining about the algorithm long enough. You could go on my main channel, I made like 5 different videos on that. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day and stay well.